Hey!
Alright.
Reviews.
Back up in here, yo.
Countdown is what he saw. This is going to be the
Countdown.
breakdown of how does it end.
App 2.0. Oh, and the girl lives.
Okay. Is that all we need to know? I didn't see it, so I can't say anything else. So
no, I mean there's a bunch of stuff that goes on in the movie. I mean, for the most part, the oh, you went blurry when you moved. So the yeah, so it's an app that basically predicts when you're gonna die, and everyone first thinks, oh, it's funny, haha, it's a joke, it's funny, and then people start dying exactly when the app tells them that they're dying.
Because I take it that they get lower numbers in like 50 years or 60 years.
Yeah, some people are getting 50 years, 60 years. Some people are getting 2 hours, 2 days, things like that. So that's freaking people out. Like, hey, why am I gonna die? And it comes to find out that the app isn't guessing. It isn't making up some random numbers and just giving it to people. Like, it actually knows when you're gonna die. And a lot of these people that find out that, hey, I'm supposed to die in 2 hours or in 2 days, like basically an accident. They're supposed to be in a train crash or a car accident or things like that. And because they know they're supposed to die, they make changes in their life. So they go, oh, I'm supposed to die right now. Maybe I should get in this car with the guy that's been drinking. I should go do something else. Or I'm supposed to die pretty soon. That's the same time I'm supposed to be on this train. Maybe I shouldn't get on this train because I might have a bad feeling about it. So it's people that kind of feel like superstitious or feel that like this time is messing with them, so they change what they're doing. And basically, something comes after them was like, yo, you're supposed to die at this time, so you're gonna die at this time.
Oh, I see.
Whether it be by this accident or something got to intervene and take you out.
I got you.
So the app basically works with when it hits 0, you're gonna be out of here. So they're basically trying to find a way to basically circumvent and live longer. It's like, well, the guy basically, the priest they go to basically kind of tells them that, hey, this is kind of like a new updated version on this curse that happened back in the day. So they're like, oh, well, what do we do? How do we stop the curse? Well, you got to basically prove this like demon curse thing a liar. So either you got to live 1 second longer, or you gotta die before the countdown. Well, that's the only way to break everyone else free. So if you don't do one of those two, then everyone that has that time is set for that time.
Okay.
So they're like, okay, so how do we live longer? He's like, well, it's protection spells, and we can do all this kind of stuff to protect you. You sit in the salt, and it's supposed to keep all the evil spirits out, which they try and do for the black guy who does something stupid and walks out the circle and he gets killed because, all you gotta do is stay in the circle for 30 more seconds. Whatever. Stupid horror movie reactions.
So what gets him out the circle? Because this is the spoiler, so we want to know.
So what gets him out of the circle is he basically sees his dead brother, which he talked about earlier, that when he was younger, his brother had like cancer or was terminally ill, and he was basically kind of jealous of like all the attention that his little brother was getting when he was a kid.
That's crazy.
So he stole one of his toys. So he stole one of his brother's toys. So when he's in the circle, his little brother comes to him and was like, "Why'd you take my dinosaur?"
Oh, snaps.
Like, why'd you do that? Like, why did you do that? Why were you beating me? He's like, I didn't mean to do it. I didn't mean to take it. And like, so it's like right there, like a little thing. And he's like, why did you take it from me? I'm so sorry. I'm gonna give it back. And like, he basically takes a step out, and his little brother's face turns into a smirk. It kind of backs up, snatches the boy out. It's like, yep, you shouldn't have walked out. That was your bad. You messed up.
All right. Yeah. So does anybody live?
For the main girl and her sister, because basically the main girl finds out she's dying in 2 days, and then she finds out her sister is supposed to die 3 minutes before she does.
Oh wow.
So basically, sometime when they're supposed to be together, visiting her mom's grave, which she also had bad reservations on because technically the mom got hit by a drunk driver, looking for her because she was out past her curfew. So
no guilt there.
So she feels guilty, but then the sister also feels guilty because like later toward the end of the movie, she tells her like, "Hey, I knew where you're at. I could have just told mom where you were at,
Dang.
and she wouldn't have been out there looking for you."
Dang.
So they both kind of have guilt that like, hey, they both kind of did something that basically let their mom be out there and
That caused it.
They get hit by a drunk driver, but at the same time they're like, well, we weren't the drunk driver. Right? Like we weren't. So it's not really our fault. Like this is an accident. Things happen. Like they're trying. They basically been tearing their family apart. That their mom's death and they haven't been close. So technically now that they're almost dying, is bringing them back together.
I see.
So it basically the main character, she basically sacrifices herself for her sister. So she basically realizes that hey. If I die, which I figured out midway through that she was going to basically do it for her sister because her sister was going to go first. If I die, well, I'm dying before my time. It's not going to take my sister because I broke the cycle. So you're like, oh, okay, she killed, At first I thought she was in a stall for a second because she's talking to the thing and it turns to their mom. And it's basically talking to her mom, basically trying to like get her not to kill herself. And then she was like, oh, nope, not going to fool me. I'm gonna die. So the thing freaks out, kind of explodes, and then she's on the ground. So she was like, "Why? Why'd you do that for me? You should have sacrificed yourself for me. You're supposed to be here." And then she rolls over, and then she has like the marker saying, because she's a nurse, like, "Hey, this drug, inject here." A circle, and then like it's on her pocket and with the syringe, and she's like, "Oh, okay." And it basically brings her back to life.
Ha! Probably like an adrenaline shot or something.
Yeah, so it basically gives her a shot and brings her back to life. And I was like, I died and I came back. So, it kind of worked out. Like that's kind of what, what the workaround of a death. And they're like, oh, so they go to the grave and come to find out that, hey, death ain't playing. Dude, app 2.0 is downloaded on her phone. It's coming back, yo. So, that's kind of what goes on. There's a lot of stuff in between.
So it sounds like there might be a sequel.
There's probably going to be a sequel. There's also parts I know they try to actually, the first thing they try to do is go to a hacker and try and hack the app. And they come to find out that like all this thing in the app is like Latin. And it's like basically like, oh, why is this Latin? And then the hacker's like, I know it's Latin. They're like, oh, well, I went to a Catholic church for 4 years. What's it say? I was there. I didn't learn anything. I didn't learn Latin. I was there. I just know this is Latin. But he basically starts messing with the code, and he's like, oh, everyone that downloads the apps, time is in here, and you can see everybody. So he starts adjusting time. Like, hey, I'll give you 60 more years. I'm going to give you 50 more years. This and that. Thinking, okay, bam, we cheated the app. And they go about their day. App's like, nah, we're not playing. Woo! Corrects all that time that he adjusted. So they thought they got away, but the app's like, nah, smarter than that. That little typing doesn't really affect anything.
Right.
So that also adds into the mid-credit scene that's in there. So there's a mid-credit scene. So some people did leave the theater. Didn't really see it, but the app guy is on like his Tinder date, which he talks about when they meet him. And
earlier.
They're going through like, oh, I got a Tinder date. I ain't had a match in a while, so I can't stay for you guys. And they're like, well, how about all this money? Here's $2,300. I got 15 minutes. See what I can do here. So the mid credit is basically that he's on the date with his date, and they're basically she's like, you look nothing like your picture. He's like, well, thank you.
Probably wasn't supposed to be a compliment.
Yeah, and they're like basically in the restaurant way longer. They've been closed for 30 minutes, so she goes up to the restroom. The waiter leaves, so he sits there. Lights start cutting out. You hear the noise of the app going off. Because it's only corrected the time, and it hits 0. Like you hear the noise in his pocket, and he's like, "What's going on?" And it goes black, and you can basically hear him getting killed.
Oh, okay.
So that pretty much it took him out. So pretty much the only people that survived was the main girl and her sister. Everybody else.
But we're not sure because it's like app 2.0.
Yeah, 2.0. So if they do a sequel, then they have to cheat death again at some point. Kind of like how Final Destination, where it's your turn to die, you gotta skip it. It's still gonna come back around eventually to you until it gets you.
Yep.
So that's kind of how the app is doing. It's like, hey, this is the time you're supposed to die. So we gotta come for you and get you.
Gotta get you. It's your time. When you gotta go, you gotta go. Okay.
So I mean,
so there are end credits. Is there just the one?
just the one.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't see anything else before. Just that one kind of middle, and then it starts pretty early, so it doesn't like take that long. So people were rushing out that movie theater, but I'm like, yeah, it started pretty early right
Yeah, I
after.
got scared because their phones went off.
Yeah. They're like, oh wait, what beep is this?
Yeah. Okay. Nice.
Yeah, so they had a little spin on a couple things, but I mean, for the most part, I mean, it's still your kind of average horror movie with people going, "Oh, what's that weird noise? Let me go check that out." Because like the scene with the black guys in the bathroom, and so like this creepy person's in the stall in front of him. It's like there's feet, and he's like, "Oh, okay, there's someone in here, someone in here," and they're gonna walk away, and then he gets out the stall, and he goes in the stall, and he's just like. And you hear it crying. He's like, "You okay? You fine? You good? Everything's good with you?" And then he starts walking, and he starts walking across the stalls on the other side. And he's just like, "Okay." And then like it reverses its feet, like it breaks them and goes the other way.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and the lights cut out. And he's like,
Yes,
he turns the cell phone light on, and like he's like, "What the hell?" And then the stall door opens. Now, me personally, that's where you leave the restroom. He goes checks out the stall.
Wait, so he's already out of the stalls?
Yeah, so he's out of the stalls. He's like with the mirror, and like the door, the light goes out behind him, and he's like, "Oh, I should go check. What's going on with this door opening in the pitch black dark? Let me go check this out."
No. Gone.
Yeah, throughout the movie, people kept doing that, which didn't make any sense to me. It's
Let
like,
me go investigate.
let me go investigate. Something really. The only person that
Not
did
me.
was the sister, the little sister.
Oh, okay.
Cause she went out to her room and the little like motion light went off and she turned it on and she was like, "Okay, everyone's good. All right, I'm gonna close my door." And then she turns around like in her room and then she sees the light go on. And she turns back around, her door's open, the motion light's on, and they just went off, and then she's like, "That's not good." And then the light kept going on and off, on and off, on and off, and she's like, "Well, let's go ahead and underneath my bed real quick. I'm just gonna go ahead and hide up in here because I don't know what's going on, so I'm just gonna stay down here." Bed flips over. Well, she's like, "Well, I'm just gonna curl up in a ball because I don't know what else I'm gonna do."
Right.
Like at this point, I don't know what to do. I mean, guess I'm on my way out. But
Yeah.
it was just like basically before the countdown ends, like the little demon thing, the curse just basically torments them. So it basically shows them images, messes with their mind, lets them know that hey, coming for you.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So they did a good job with that in terms of like the whole sense of like something's coming for them.
Mm-hmm. All right. Anything else you want to add to the how does it end?
I think I covered pretty much most of it without just going verbatim through the movie.
All right. Awesome. All right. Well, once again, thank you for the likes, comments, subscribes. Don't forget the
Share it to everybody.
That's right.
Everybody.
Everybody.
And make sure you carry a lightsaber.
That's right. And we'll see you on the next one. The next what? How does it end? Movie review.
So I was supposed to be when I said peace. You made me look weird.